Hey guys, how's it going? It's Ryan here from Fitness Together Newton Center, bringing you today with a special dynamic flexibility workout today. I'm really going to help to open up our body, loosen everything up, make sure our muscles are nice and loose before we do anything. You can use a lot of these exercises before different workouts, or as I'll show you today, as its very own workout on like rest days or anything like that. So let's get it. Alright guys, so the first exercise we have here today is going to be a lunge with a twist. What you want to do is step out, lunge nice and deep, make sure that knee is not coming up over your toe, and you're just going to twist into that front leg. You'll step back, and then repeat on the other side, lunging out, and twisting again. You can either repeat this 5 times on each side, or however many you'd like, or continue across the space. Just to show you what I mean by that knee, coming from the side, stepping out, you can see my knee is parallel with the floor, not making sure that it's coming out over that toe. You see that a lot, people trying to extend over here. You don't want to do that. Come straight down, making sure that that's your lunge there, and then adding that twist. The next exercise we have today is going to be a step back lunge with a reach. What you'll do is you'll step back instead of stepping forward into that lunge, coming down and extending the arms up overhead, reaching back towards the back wall. So just to give you a better idea, coming from the side, stepping back, lunging, and reaching back, extending. Notice that knee is still not coming out over the toe here. So you'll reach back, step back forward, and then step back again on the other side. Next exercise we have here are Frankenstein kicks. Now the Frankenstein kicks, you want to try to make sure that your knees stay locked out and try to keep your legs as straight as possible the entire way. Basically, we're just going to keep our arms up, and we're going to swing our legs coming straight up, opposite hand to opposite foot. You're going to kick nice and high. And from the side as well. The next one we have is called a punter kick. It's a little bit of a variation to the Frankenstein kicks, with the exception that we're going to add a little bit of a rotation to the torso and a little quick step in between. So it's going to look a little bit more like you're punting a football. So you'll swing up and rotate down to that same side that you kick with, and then switching sides. And quick little steps in between and back across. So you're almost kicking across your body a little bit more, and you're adding that rotation to really open up your lower back and extend through your hips. Just a view from the side. The next one we have is called a swan dive. It's going to also open up those hamstrings, keep those nice and loose. Those are one of the most pain spots to get it pulling, so we want to make sure that they're nice and flexible, nice and warmed up. You're just going to keep your body nice and flat, upright. You'll extend down from your hips, and keeping that bottom leg straight, that's going to help to stretch out that hamstring there. And you're going to try to reach your chest down over as far as you can, and then come back up. This movement can be done a little bit more explosively to give you a little bit more swing, make it a little bit more dynamic, and that'll look more like this. The next one we have is just a standard quad stretch. Now with any dynamic flexibility movement, you want to make sure that whatever stretch you're doing, you're not holding it for more than 5 seconds. Because after that, it starts to become a static stretch. So with the quad stretch, we're just going to do little 3-second holds, stretching here, pushing our hips forward, extending our body nice and tall, and then back down. Same thing on the other side, stretch and back down. From the side. Alright, next one we have is knee hugs. Now for this one, a lot of people tend to do this very quickly. You want to make sure you slow down in this one and really get that hold nice and tall and then back down. If you want to make these a little bit more difficult, you can come up onto the toe of the plant foot. That'll really get a little bit more of a full body workout on this one. So you're just going to reach up, grab the knee, tug it nice and high, and if you want to add the lift, you'll raise up onto the toe like so, back down, and then place and switch. On the side. Alright, so the next one we have are high knees followed by butt kickers. And we're going to do this twice through. This is really going to help to get a little bit more of an explosive movement, really get the blood flowing there a little bit more. Same kind of movements that we've done already. So you'll do high knees. Bring your knees nice and high above your waist, keeping your body up. Nice fast feet. And then followed by butt kicks. Now for this one, it's important that you want to try and imagine a plane of glass coming straight down the front of your body, and you don't want your knees to break it. So a butt kick is not coming up here. We'll make sure that that knee stays straight, and you're trying to kick up instead. Alright, so we'll go through that twice. And once again, you can do this either for a number of reps or across the space. So you'll repeat the high knees and then the butt kicks to follow. Next one we have is the lateral lunge. Now, this I usually like to do in a walk because it makes things a little bit more interesting. If you're going to do it in a walk, you want to take a nice deep step out, keeping the feet pointed forward. You'll lunge out, come back to the center, lunge back to the other side, and then you'll kick up and then switch sides, and then continue from there. That will allow you to travel and really get the full movement of swiveling those hips and keeping everything nice and loose. But for the purpose of our space, we're just going to do them in a standing position, which will look more like this. So you'll step out, lunge, come back to the center, lunge, come back to the center, and just repeating that. Alright, next movement we have is the famous jumping jack. Now this movement is usually taken for granted. You want to make sure to really keep your elbows nice and extended and moving straight through your arms so you're really getting your shoulders of the workout. We're going to do 25 of these. The next movement we have is a curtsy squat. So once again, you can travel or just do these in a standing motion if you prefer. What we're going to do is we're going to keep a plant foot down. We'll start with our right foot down first. You'll kick the left back behind, nice and far, and then squat down from there. Notice how the knee comes past the other leg. That's very important with this exercise to really stretch out your IT bands. And then you'll come back up to this standing position and then repeat on that same side. So if you're going to do them standing place, you can either continue just curtsy squatting from there, which will get you a really nice stretch, or you can come back to your starting position and then repeat. And a view from the side here. And then you're going to follow that with another set of jumping jacks. So going straight into those jumping jacks, nice straight arms, coming straight out. If you want to vary them a little bit, you can switch your feet to moving forwards and backwards. So you can go this way. A little bit of a play in your mind, but definitely a little bit better for that neural control. Next thing we have is going to be a side shuffle. Now this one you're going to have to move. In order to get the proper amount of workout to your legs on this one, you're really going to want a space of probably 10 to 15 yards. If you don't have that available to you, obviously you're going to have to do more lengths, but you want to do probably about 3 to 4 lengths. So the side shuffle, very simple, coming straight down, nice strong position, and then you're just going to stay low and shuffle side to side. So because I have a limited amount of space here, you'll just see me coasting a couple steps, but staying nice and low. You always want to face the same direction, never turn around, there's no need to. Stay nice and low, shuffling back nice and fast. It's really going to help to open up those legs, make sure the blood gets flowing down there, gets your heart rate up a little bit. Whew. Next one we have is push-ups. Standard push-up, we're just going to do 10. You can do them from your knees, you can do them from your feet, whatever your preference is. I'm going to do them from my feet here. So once again, very standard mistake with these is hand positioning. You want to make sure that your hands are kind of even with your nipple line here. If they're not, then you're going to be using different muscle groups. You could be putting a lot of strain on your shoulder and also throwing your body into a different position. So as long as they're staying out over your chest, nice wide stance, keeping the body nice and tight, coming down, and then pressing straight back up. I'm only going to do 10 here. You can do however many you want, whatever feels like a nice warm-up for you. If it's 6, it's 6. If it's 20, it's 20. Whatever you feel like. What you're going to do is you're going to be on all fours, but you'll be on your hands and your feet instead of your hands and your knees. So for the bear crawl, you'll alternate hand and foot stepping, kind of cross body. And you'll move across that space, and then you move backwards as well. And that will help to really get a lot more blood flowing. I'm sure you'll be sweating after these. You can see me, I'm already sweating. And then immediately after your bear crawls, you're going to go into a standard mountain climber. Now, for the mountain climbers, usually we would have jumping, both feet touching at the same time. For the purpose of a dynamic warm-up, you're going to have your feet moving very quickly and not touching the ground up at the top. So they'll look more like this. It's almost like you're running in place. But with these, it's very important to make sure that you go nice and fast to really make the movements explosive. Whew. Once again, you can go for a time limit, or you can go for reps on this one. Definitely get your heart rate up, get more blood flow in the rest of your body. Next exercise we have is a Spider-Man walk. This is going to be a really deep stretch. If you can't do it, don't worry about it. There's ways to get around it. But we're going to start in a standard plank position. And we're just going to take a nice giant step up towards our hand. We're going to start with the right side. Stepping up, keeping that foot nice and flat. Back leg is going to be straight. And you're just going to sit into that stretch. You should feel it running all the way up your hamstrings, through your hips. Ooh. And then you'll walk your hands forward. And repeat on the other side. Just to show you guys from the side. Take a nice big step, trying to keep that back leg straight and really sitting into that hip. All right, next one we have is a step out push-up. Now, if you can't do the standard push-ups, this is going to be a difficult exercise for you, but we do have a variation. The standard step out push-up. You'll be down on your hands. You'll be in kind of a tighter plank position than you usually would be for a push-up. So your hands are going to be nice and close to each other, still over that chest line. And you're going to step your hand and your foot out at the same time, and then do a push-up from there. So you'll step out, we'll start with the right side, push up, and then back in. And then you'll step out with the left side. You can do 5 on each side. A progression down from that, if the push-ups are too difficult for you, is to always just stay on your knees and use almost a walking push-up type motion. So if you're on your knees here, you'll still step out, do your push-up, walk your hands back, step out. Notice how my hands never move from that position underneath my chest. They never come out over my face, they never come down underneath my stomach, always staying over the chest. It's called the world's greatest stretch. What you're going to do for this one, you're going to take a nice deep lunge out, stepping nice and far, keeping that back leg straight. You can use your opposite hand for support if you need to. You put that down on the ground. You're going to take your elbow for whatever leg is forward. In this case, it's my right. And you're going to try to touch it down into the ground. Very similar stretch to the Spider-Man, but you'll feel a lot different, a lot deeper through that hip. Just a view from the side here. That's our dynamic flexibility workout for today, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Stay loose, stay bendy. I'm Ryan, Newton Center, Fitness Together.